David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. Behind me is the Labor Department. Constructed in the 1970s, it's not a terribly attractive building. In fact, it's probably about as uncreative as a government office building can be. However, the person it is named after is anything but uncreative. Frances Perkins is the first woman ever to hold a cabinet position. She serves as Franklin Roosevelt's labor secretary for 12 years, and she has an incredible story. Perkins grew up in Worcester, Massachusetts, in a traditional conservative family where life centered around the Congregational Church. She attends Mount Holyoke College, and during her last semester she has an experience that changes her life. As part of an economics class, she visits one of the mills on the Connecticut River to observe working conditions. What she saw horrified her. Women and children working in dangerous conditions for unlimited hours and with no compensation when they were injured. At that moment, she commits to ending this abuse. And yet there's another event that galvanizes her. Perkins is witness to one of the worst industrial disasters, the New York City Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire, where 147 garment workers, mostly young immigrant women, die because the factory's exits were locked to prevent workers from taking unauthorized breaks. Perkins would later say that the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire was the day the New Deal was born. The rest of her life is dedicated to ensuring the safety and dignity of workers. Do you or a loved one collect Social Security? Thank Frances Perkins. She also moves legislation for a 40-hour work week, minimum wage, child labor laws, pensions, and a host of other New Deal programs, including rights protecting laborers to organize in unions. Perkins' husband suffers from mental illness and is hospitalized most of his life. But she maintains a romantic relationship with Mary Harriman Rumsey, founder of the Junior League, with whom she lived until Rumsey's death in a riding accident in 1934. Later, she lives in this house in Washington's Kalorama neighborhood with Caroline O'Day, a Democratic congresswoman from New York. After leaving government, Perkins teaches at Cornell. She dies in New York City in 1965. In 2016, the Episcopal Church, of which Perkins was a member, announced that she would be commemorated as a saint, probably making her the first cabinet officer to attain such heavenly status. Her feast day is May 13th, and she is remembered as a public servant and prophetic witness who sought to build a society in which all may live in health and decency. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw.